Brooklyn, can you hear me this morning? Buenos dias. How are you today? How was yesterday for you? Do you like having all the classes on one day, just shorter versions of them? Do you prefer that schedule on like a Wednesday schedule instead of the regular schedule? Or does it make a difference? Buenos dias, Joe Marion. Let's not forget our cameras, you guys. The B scheduled meaning Wednesday schedule. Good morning, Malia. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, Joe Marion. Good morning, Arshad. How's everybody today? Do you guys, I was just curious out of curiosity, do you guys prefer the Wednesday schedule where you have like every class, but they're shorter? Or do you prefer the rest of the longer classes, the rest of the week? Just out of curiosity, it's no biggie. I don't know. I don't know if I would I think I would probably prefer the Wednesday schedule. Yeah, you prefer the normal. You guys like the normal schedule better. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So Jamarion's having some tech issues and Marlasia's not here. So we're gonna wait. I mean, we're gonna chill just a second before we get started. My warm-up is actually a screen share. So I am gonna share that screen with you and let's just see um what you remember, right? Number one. And number two, you guys, let's see. I mean, cognates, right? Like looking at the words, try to make connections. That's always what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to make connections. Okay. So I'm going to share a screen with you real quick. And put your answers in the chat. But take your time. All righty. So we have those 4 new verbs that we looked at like on Monday. It was a while ago. And they're acciones en la cocina, right? Things we do in the kitchen. And we had cortar, cocinar, probar, and mezclar. So try to match them up. Again, take your time. It's just a warm up. And try to figure out, like, maybe, like I said, make a connection or a cognate connection or something like that, and just pop them in the chat. Unless you want to unmute and share an answer or something, that's cool too. Cortar, cocinar, probar, and mezclar. So kind of match them up. And I realize they're going to be guesses, you guys, so don't sweat it too much. it's really more about you thinking about the words and trying to make connections than getting the right answer. Okay, Arshad. Very good. Very good, Arshad. Malia, let's see. 2. Okay, very good. Oh, good, Jamarian. Hi, Jamarian. Okay, so we're trying to match, right? All right, Malia, let's see what you were doing. All right. Yay, Malia. Good job. Okay, anybody else? Another minute. See if we can match those up. Yep, very good. Brooklyn. Oops. Okay, any other guesses? Yeah, this was part of our new vocab that we started like on Monday or something. We didn't spend a whole lot of time looking at them. Anybody else want to throw another one in there? Okay. So let's see how you did. Número 1. Yes, very good, Brooklyn. Cortar is to cut. So you would have matched it with D, right? To cut. Number 2, if you remember, like cocina is kitchen, or maybe it looks like cook, I don't know, to you. So cocinar, number 2 would be A, right? Number 3 is provar. Provar is to like try something. Okay, maybe it looks like probe to you, right? Because you're trying something or you're tasting something, since we're talking about food. So 3 would be B, or B would be 3, however you want to look at it. And then 4 would be mezclar, which is to mix. So 4 and C would go together. So cortar, to cut, cocinar, to cook, probar, to taste, and mezclar was to mix. And mezclar kind of could look like mixed. You might be able to remember that in the context of food. right? Yeah. Buenos dias, Malaysia. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and talk about what we're going to do today. First of all, is everybody doing all right this morning? See? Okay. I hope so. All righty. So what I want to do today, you guys, hoy es jueves. Today is Thursday. El 11 septiembre, right? The 11th of September, or September 11th, which for us in the United States is a big day, a remembrance day of what happened. I guess what, 20 something years ago now. You guys weren't born. I remember that day. Oh, there's just things you don't forget in life. And that was a horrible day. But anyway, so it's one of those days, and probably we should take a minute to think about all those poor innocent people that were in the planes and in the building and that. But what we're going to do today is vamos a practicar más con el vocabulario de las tiendas. So we're going to practice the store vocab a little bit. I don't think we're going to get to this repaso gramatical today. You guys know I always overplan. If we get to it, yay, I already got the stuff set up. Okay? All right, preguntas. So, you guys, remember that the stuff that we do in class is all meant to help us try to remember things. Yeah. So as boring as it is, or as simplistic as it might be, or whatever, the goal is to help us see the stuff and help us try to remember it and help us try to understand it. So active participation, it is important, right? Okay, so we talked about like panaderia, that ERIA ending is where tells us in a word that that's where we buy stuff, or that's where they sell stuff, however you want to look at it. And if it's pan, bread, then at a panaderia, that's where we would buy bread, or that's where they sell bread, right? And so on yesterday, I guess it was, we started this little video, and I want to finish the video because I like it. Okay, it's helpful to us. So let's try to pay attention to that, because when we're done with that, I'm going to put up some images. Okay, you guys, and we're going to do an activity with some images, and then I have a real short, like a game to check comprehension game, like a little trivia kind of game. And so it's all about vocab today, right? So the quicker you all respond, the quicker we can move. Okay. All right. Preguntas.
When I started Prodigy,
questions?
my math skyrocketed. These are like so fun. Whenever I get a question.
All right. So make sure you can hear and see the screen.
Hoy tengo una lista de la.
And I'm going to fast forward a little bit. We stopped at about minute number 2. So I'm just going to fast forward here. All right. So please make sure that y'all can hear.
Pescadería. La pescadería es una tienda en la que se venden pescados, mariscos y otros productos de...
I guess I should turn on the captioning, eh? And turn it down. All right, now we're good to go. Here we go.
El mar. Quiero 1 kilo de salmón. Pescadería. Pastelería. La pastelería es una tienda en la que se venden pasteles, tartas y otros productos de repostería. Me encanta la tarta de queso y el pastel de chocolate. Pastelería. Floristería. La floristería es una tienda en la que se venden flores y plantas. ¡Qué bonitas las margaritas! Floristería. Zapatería. La zapatería es una tienda en la que se vende calzado, como por ejemplo zapatos, botas o deportivas. Zapatería. Juguetería. La juguetería es una tienda donde venden juguetes, como pelotas, muñecas o juegos de mesa. Juguetería. Papelería. La papelería es una tienda en la que se vende material escolar o de oficina, como por ejemplo cuadernos, agendas, bolígrafos o lápices. Papelería. Librería. La librería es una tienda en la que se venden libros. Voy a regalar a mi hermano El Principito. Me encanta.
Okay, let's take a look at this word. So it ends in E-R-I-A. And we all know what a libro is. So what do they sell at a librería, clase? ¿Qué venden? What do they sell? Muy bien. Sí, clase. Venden, they sell, right? Venden libros en una librería. Okay, they sell books at a bookstore, right? Librería. So if this is a librería, do we know the word for library? Because it looks like library, right? So this is a false cognate. It looks like library. Library, do we buy books at a library? No, what do? We borrow them, huh? So this is a false cognate. This is a fake friend, right? Un amigo falso, because librería, we buy them. That's the E-R-I-A. We buy the books. A library is a biblioteca. Very good, Brooklyn. Biblioteca is a library. Okay. And the difference is, not to bore you, but libro is the Latin word for book, but biblio from biblioteca, biblio, right? That's the Greek word. Okay. Yeah. And in the word biblioteca, right, you all can see like a similarity for the word Bible, right? Because the word Bible came from Greek, yeah, and it just means book, right? So the book, right? So that's the difference. So libro is the Latin word and biblio is the Greek word. And so they use both, right? Interesting stuff on history, right? And language history. So just that's why this ERIA thing is helpful, because it tells us that they're selling something there. Okay.
Este libro. Librería. Ferretería. La ferretería es una tienda en la que se venden herramientas como el martillo, la sierra o la pala.
Okay, quick question. Anybody in here like science? Y'all like science? You know the periodic table of elements? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Is that in chemistry, right? The periodic table of elements. Isn't that what elements? Is that what it is? Okay, does anybody remember the one for iron? What's yeah, good, Joe Marion. The little insignia or whatever y'all, I'm not a science person, in the periodic table of elements. Anybody remember what it is for iron? Joe Marion got it. Anybody else remember? It's Fe. Fe, like F as in Frank, right? Fe. And so, okay, we're again trying to make those connections. Fer, right? even in English, F-E-R or F-E-R-R, has anything to do with iron, with metal. Okay, we use it in English, the word ferrous, F-E-R-R-O-U-S, for example. So you can see why they would call a hardware store a place where you sell iron, right? In the old days, things made out of iron. Okay, because the blacksmith used to make things out of iron, right? You guys? Okay. So you see, things are all connected in life, right? We can find all kinds of things to bring stuff together. Okay, a couple more of these and then we'll go on.
Y objetos de carpintería, como los clavos o los tornillos. Necesito un destornillador. Ferretería. Joyería. La joyería es una tienda en la que venden anillos, pulseras o pendientes. También podemos arreglar relojes. Joyería. Farmacia. La farmacia es una tienda en la que se venden y se preparan medicamentos. Farmacia. Hoy hemos conocido las tiendas de la ciudad. ¿Recuerdas el nombre de todas? Vamos a comprobarlo.
Okay. Muy bien. All right. That's a good little video to help us try to remember some of these things. Okay. Muy bien. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put up some video slides. Okay. And let's see how we do with them. Okay, let's see. So give me a second. I'm going to put the link in the chat, actually. And you all need to join me there. Okay, click on that link, you guys. Here's the code. Okay, we're going to do this together, so I need everybody to join me. Is it working for you? Okay, that's fine. Like I said, you guys, it's just practice. No biggie. I think there's still yeah, Malia, are you in? I don't see you in. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Malia, can you get in? All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, you guys, okay, we're going to do this slide by slide together. So you guys are going to take a look at the images and read the sentence, okay? And decide which picture best relates to what's happening in the sentence. So some of these you may have to think about, so be careful, okay? And then it's not going to let you delete the message or the image. So just take the tool down here at the bottom, right? And annotate and just circle the image that you think best relates to the sentence. Okay? And then we'll see how you do. Everybody clear about what we're doing? Yeah? All right, so let's try this first one. So, nosotros estamos en el supermercado, right? So take a look at all of your images. We're talking about these tiendas. We're talking about stores where we buy things. And then you guys use your little tool and circle the picture that you think best relates to the image. Is it going to let you do it? Is it working for you? You don't see a tools button. So down here at the bottom, do you see an annotation thing? A little crayon? No, you don't see that. Does anybody else have the little tools button? It's not there. All right. Well, that's cool. That's fine. You guys, all right, we'll do it on my screen. Okay. No problem. All right. So we'll go across like we're reading. So this will be like image 1. Okay, let me change the color. So this will be like image 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so the sentence is, nosotros estamos en el supermercado. So in the chat, if you don't have a tool in the chat, put the number that you think best matches the image. So see, some of these can be tricky, right? Nosotros estamos en el supermercado. Very good. If you all said número 4, you're absolutely right, right? We are in the supermarket, right? And remember the verb estar we use when we are talking about a location, like when something is in a physical location, right? We're going to use a form of estar. All right, muy bien. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so once again, you guys, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Okay, so notice these are a little different. Yo necesito comprar pan. What's your answer? Yo necesito comprar pan. Okay, Brooklyn, good job. Malia, good job. Marleisha, muy bien. Gentlemen, what's your guess? Good, Jamarian. Arshad, what's your guess? Muy bien. So what is necesito, you guys? I need, right? I have it is necessary, or I have need, right? So I need, what is comprar? If we're shopping, what are we doing? We're buying. Very good. So I need to buy bread. So if you said número 3, panadería, you're absolutely right. Okay, let's go on. Tú compras frutas. Tú compras frutas. 3, 4, and 5. Arshad, muy bien. Jamarian, good, you guys. Let's see. Muy bien. So, número 1, you guys, is a tienda de ropa. 2 was a supermercado. And 3, you're telling me, was la frutería, donde compramos frutas, right? So number 3, very good. Okay. Ella va a la carnicería. A la carnicería. Yep. Good, Brooklyn. Good, Jomarian. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you guys. Ella va a la carnicería. Yeah, easy peasy, right? Compramos carne. Compramos la carne en la carnicería, right? We buy meat at the carnicería, right? Again, we don't have those butcher shops and things here, okay? Okay, this is a trick one. Ellos no van a la carnicería. So what is our answer here? Ellos no van a la carnicería. What can we do on this one? No van a la carnicería. So what do you think? Do we remember the word van? Do we remember this one? Van? What don't they do? We got to know here. So what don't they do? Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So ellos no van. Anybody remember what van is? Let me erase this. Ellos no van. What don't they do, you guys? What don't they do? Van. Remember, want is querer, right? Quiero, quieres, quiere. So what is va? Anybody? Okay. So if it's no van, you guys, is to go. I told you this was a trick one. So they don't, right? Because we got to know, they don't go to the carniceria. So our answers were 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Because this person's at the butcher shop. Everybody else, they don't go to the butcher shop. So our answer actually would have been 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everybody see that? Yeah. That was just a little curveball. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's why you got to go for it, right? Even when you're not sure. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. We did that together. That's fine. All right. You can back out of that, you guys. Okay. Bueno. So, one last quick comprehension check for us, and then we're going to switch gears a little bit. Okay. And hopefully this one will work. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see. This is just a little comprehension check, you guys, before we move on. Okay. Bueno, so take a look down here, and it says, ¿Qué compramos y dónde lo compramos? So, what is that verb comprar? Can y'all tell me, what does that verb comprar mean? Vender is like vending machine, right? Like, so we're selling. And the opposite of vender is what? The opposite of selling is what, you guys? Buying. And so, yeah. And so comprar is our verb to buy. It's a regular old AR verb. Okay. So what is this saying? ¿Qué compramos? ¿Y dónde lo compramos? What is this trying to tell us? ¿Qué compramos? What is qué? clase? What is qué? What? So what are we buying? And ¿dónde lo compramos? What's dónde? And where are we buying it? Right? What are we buying and where are we buying it? Right? ¿Qué compramos y dónde lo compramos? Okay? Bueno. Okay, let's see. All right, we got 5 questions. You guys will have a certain amount of time to answer. Each question has a certain point value, and the player who earns the most points wins the game. All right, we'll see how this goes. All right, you ready? ¿Estás listo? All right, pregunta número 1. ¿Qué compramos a la frutería? ¿La carne, el pan o la naranja? Very good, Brooklyn. ¿Qué compramos a la frutería? ¿La carne, el pan o la naranja? Very good, very good. Arshad? How about you? Where we buy a la frutería? Muy bien. La naranja, the orange, right? Muy bien, clase. Okay. All right. Pregunta número 2. ¿Dónde compramos el pescado? ¿A la pescadería, a la panadería o al centro comercial? Good, Brooklyn. Malaysia, muy bien. Malia, muy bien. Gentlemen? Very good. Jamarian? Arshad? All right, clase. ¿Qué quiere decir? What does it mean, el pescado? What is el pescado? Yeah, very good. Fish. So compramos pescado, right? A la pescadería. Okay, muy bien, muy bien. Yep, absolutely. Okay. ¿Qué compramos a la carnicería? ¿Las verduras, el pollo o la leche? Good, Brooklyn. Good, Malaysia. ¿Qué compramos a la carnicería? Good, Arshad. Good, Jomarian. Malia, how about you? Did you answer this one? ¿Qué compramos a la carnicería? Muy bien, clase. I can't fool you. El pollo, right? Chicken. Chicken. We buy chicken at the butcher store, right? A la carnicería. All right, we're almost there. Muy bien. ¿Dónde compramos los refrescos? ¿Al supermercado, a la pescadería o a una tienda de ropa? Brooklyn, good job. Malaysia. Sí, Malia. ¿Dónde compramos los refrescos? Arshad, Jomarian, ¿qué piensas? What do you think? ¿Dónde compramos los refrescos? Sí, Arshad. Perfecto. Muy bien, Jomarian. So refrescos, you guys, refreshments or like pop or, those kinds of things that we would drink. So al supermercado. Muy bien. Okay. ¿Dónde compramos la lechuga? ¿A la carnicería, a la frutería o al mercado? Good, Brooklyn. La lechuga. Good, Arshad. Malaysia, muy bien. Malia and Jomarian, ¿dónde compramos la lechuga? Very good, Malia. Jomarian? Okay, la lechuga. Sí, okay. All right. Al mercado, right, you guys? Al mercado. Okay. So let's check out this bonus game, right? By looking at the word, can you guess what you can buy there at la heladería? Heladería. Very good, Brooklyn. A la heladería. Good, Malaysia, Brooklyn. See, I gotcha. Anyone else? ¿Qué compramos, you guys? What, by looking at the word, can you guess what we can buy at la heladería? Good, Joe Marion. If you said ice cream, you're absolutely right. Ice cream, helado, right? Okay, how about this next one? We talked about this one this morning, you guys. What do you think is the word for where we would buy books? Where we would buy books. Remember, our word is libro. Where we would buy these books. Very good, Malaysia. Very good, Malia. Well, what's our ending, you guys, for wherever they sell stuff? Think about it. Yep, Brooklyn. There you go. What's the ending that I'm always asking you to look for? Isn't it ERIA? So if we're talking about books, there you go. Right. Libreria, right? So not biblioteca, because that's a library and we don't buy them there. So that's where this ERIA ending, comes handy, right, you guys? Okay. All right, good job. Nicely done. I couldn't trick any of you. So good job, you guys. Pat yourselves on the back. Okay, easy stuff, right? But it's just a way to get us to kind of play with them and help us remember words and stuff like that. Okay, any questions, you guys, before we move on to bigger and better things? Okay. If you are a note taker, then I just want you to jot this down somewhere, because we're going to see this. And we looked at the verb to have, right, in different practices and things that we have done. Well, come on, I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up on the screen. I don't have a whiteboard, and that makes me very sad. So I'm trying to wing it here. So I need you guys to be patient, okay? So try to keep things simple. Okay, so can y'all see my document on the screen? Yeah, okay. So who remembers, what does this word mean? Like, I know we use it when we ask, like, how old are you? ¿Cuántos años tienes? It's a question word, tiene un perro, right? Do you have a dog? So this verb means to have, okay? And we're going to see this over and over and over and over again, okay? It works like the verb querer, to want. And in that, you guys, it is a stem changing verb, okay? It's also what we call, and we're going to look at them more closely here in our next grammar section, okay? But it looks like this. It's called a go verb. And the reason why we call it a go verb is because the yo form ends in a GO. Okay. So not only is this verb what we're going to call what is a stem changing, but it's also what we're going to call a go verb. Okay. So there's going to be a series of go verbs that we're going to look at, where the yo form ends in go. Okay. And then the rest of them have their own little thing. So it would be tú. I don't need to highlight anymore. Let me turn that off. Tú. And because it's a stem changer, right? Tienes. So once again, you guys, we have, it's an ER verb. So it's going to have the regular ER verb endings, O, ESE, EMOS, and EN, right? O, ESE, EMOS, and N. But it's also going to change the stems, and we're going to add this IE, just like we did with querer. Okay. And then L, and I'm trying to add accent marks, right? L, ella, and usted tiene. Okay. And the good old nosotros. Okay, nosotros never changes. It follows the pattern. It says, heck with the rest of you. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to stay true. So there is no stem changing. It's just tenemos. And then ellos, ellas, and ustedes tienen. Okay. So if this verb means to have, and I'll scroll down so that y'all can see this again. If this verb means to have, yo tengo is what, you guys? What does yo tengo mean? If tener is to have, what does yo tengo mean? Not I want to have. There's no querer here, but what? I have. There you go. I have. Okay. So what about you? Tú tienes. Yeah, very good, Marlesia. What about tú tienes? Yep. You have. And remember that, very good, Marlesia. Remember that we are talking about, we're talking to one person, tú, right? That we know well. That's our informal singular. Okay. So we would be talking to one person informally, right? Okay. Él tiene and ella tiene would be what then, you guys? Yep. He or she has, right? And you have, but the formal you have, usted, right? Still, remember, these are singular. You know, I am one person and you are one person. He is one person. She is one person, right? And usted is one person if we just need to be formal. So those are the singulars. Okay, what about nosotros tenemos? What does it mean, you guys? Yep, very good, Malia. Very good, Marlesia. So we have. Okay. And remember, you guys, with nosotros, our clue, you know, our little cheat is anytime we see that, like, let's see if I can make this smaller. Anytime we see that and I, right? And I. That and I would be y yo. That's always our cheat, that it's we. Okay. So nosotros. Okay, and then ellos tienen would be what, you guys? You feel free to unmute. We're a small enough group, you can unmute. Yeah. So they have, and then what would be ustedes tienen? What would be ustedes tienen? If usted is you, singular, what is ustedes, plural? You, who? What's the plural of you in English? We don't really have one, but what can we say? We can say like you all, right? So you all have. Okay, ellos and ellas tienen, they have. Ustedes tienen, you all have. Okay. So, not to confuse anybody, but here's what happens in Spanish. If we take a form of tener, to have, okay, and we add to it this word que, it changes the meaning. Okay, so what does it mean then all of a sudden? You guys, it means to have to do something. Okay, so let's look at what that difference might be. Okay, so if we take a form of tener and we add this word que, then the meaning changes and it becomes to have to do something. So let's contrast them, right? Let's see how they're different. Okay, so if I said, for example, yo tengo, I don't know, I'll just keep it simple, un perro, right, you guys? So I have a dog. I have a dog, right? It's ownership. It's something that I have. Okay. If I said, I don't know, ellos tienen un libro. Okay. Well, what does that one mean, you guys? Right? They have a book. Right? They have a book. So now let's contrast it with what happens if we stick a K in there. If I were to stick, you guys, the word K in here, all of a sudden I have to what? I have to do what? Well, it's not going to make sense. I have to do a dog. Woo, no. Okay. I have to do a book. No, those things don't make sense, right? So when we add K, we're talking about an action here. Okay. So let's say I wanted to say, for example, I have to mix the cake. Let's just say that. I have to mix the cake. Okay. So I have to, you guys, yo tengo. I got to add my que. What's our verb to mix? What is one of those kitchen actions that we practice with today? You remember? Starts with an M. Mix. Do you remember those? Mezclar, right? Mezclar. So yo tengo que mezclar el pastel. I have to mix the cake. Okay, so can you see how I'm only going to use this K after a tener if I'm doing an action, because it's an obligation. It's something that I have to do, right? Tener by itself is possession, is ownership, right? It's something that I have, right? Like I have a dog. If I stick a K in there, it's something that I have to do. Okay. So if I wanted to say, you guys are going to help me with this one. He has to, or he must, whichever word you like, he has to cook the veggies. Let's say that one. Okay, so can you help me here? What is he has to? He has to. He must. What do I have to do up here, you guys? See my little formula up here? What do I do? He must. So what do I do? He has to. How would I translate the sentence? Come on, give it a try in the chat. That's what the chat is for. What form of tener goes with he? You guys, let's start here. What form of tener goes with he? Yes. Okay, it's he, right? And so we would say él tiene. Okay, let me highlight. Okay, él tiene. But now, since we're doing an action, you guys, I have to add what word? What is it I have to do? I have, right. So I have to add K. Oops. I have to add K to change the meaning. Okay. So he has to, and then what is to cook? Good, Brooklyn. Cocinar and the veggies, las verduras. Okay, I need questions from you. What is confusing here for you? Okay. Again, let's compare or contrast, I should say. If I have something, I'm just going to use this verb to have, right? I have a cold. I have a new car. I have a doctor's appointment. Okay. But if I must go to the doctor, right, then I have that action to go. And so I would have to stick this word K in there, right? So if I have to do an action, if that's something I have to do, right? So that means an action, I have to put K in there. So that's, you guys, going to be our difference, right? Tener, to have, I possess something. But tener que is an action that I have to do. All right. Okay, I'm going to put another sentence up here, and I need everybody to try this one. Okay, I need everybody to try this one. Because I need to know that you understand or that you don't understand or whatever. So we have to what do we have to do? We have to cut the cake. Let's just do that one. Okay, we have to cut the cake. So you guys follow the example that you see in the highlight. Pop it in the chat. Let's see what you guys come up with. I need to know that you understand. So I need you to show me, please. Our verb cut was cortar, right? Good, Marlasia. Marlasia. Beautiful. All right. Keep it coming, you guys. Brooklyn. Muy bien. Come on, I need to hear from Malia and Jomarian and Arshad. Malia. Malia. Muy bien. Gentlemen. Follow what the pattern that you see. We have to cut the cake. Arshad, you gonna give it a try? Jomarian? Okay. Muy bien. So let's try this. Take a look at the screen. Okay, don't forget you got to have this word que to change the meaning, right? So we would say tenemos or nosotros if it's we, right? Nosotros. Tenemos, right? We have. And then in order to make it something that we have to do, that we must do, we have to add that word que, right? That's the difference. That changes the whole meaning. Tenemos que, and then cut is cortar. And the cake, el pastel. Tenemos que cortar el pastel, right? We have to cut the cake. Now, let's contrast it again. If I have a cake, if we have one, then it would be nosotros. I can't type. Tenemos un pastel. I have a cake. We have a cake. Okay, I'm not doing anything here. There's nothing I have to do. I just have a cake, right? But if I have this cake, I have to cut it at some point. So then I'm going to add my que, right? And my action. What is it I have to do? Cut. All right. Okay, preguntas, questions. Okay, give me a 3, 2, 1 on tener que. You guys, give me a 3, 2, 1 on this. 3, I get it. 2, I just need to practice. 1, I don't know what you're talking about, Ms. Rovello. 3, I get it. 2, I need practice. 1, I don't know what you're talking about. 3, 2, 1, quickly. Okay. All right. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. Okay. The last thing that we have time for today is I need you to meet me over in Canvas, por favor. And go ahead and refresh your screen. It's always a good idea to refresh. I am still working on how on our grade book discrepancies. There are still, every time I sync something, there's discrepancies that pop up. And Mr. Phillips and I had another chat yesterday trying to figure it all out. And I may just have to start doing everything like manually. So I'm hoping not, right? So I'm going to ask you guys to be diligent. You look at your grades. You look and see if something is showing up as zeros and it's not supposed to or whatever, and send me an inbox if you see a discrepancy in your grade, right, you guys? Because sometimes I have all these numbers up on the screen and it's like finding a needle in a haystack, okay? So if you see something wrong with your stuff, please let me know, okay? And I'll address it as quickly as I can, because I know that the stuff ain't working right, okay? All right, so in Canvas, go ahead and find our unit 4. And down at the bottom, no, not down at the bottom. Where did I put them? Let's see. They're not showing up. Case in point, you guys, not showing up. Okay, give me a second. All right, refresh your screen again. Let's see if they pop up now. This is especially where I need you guys to give me some feedback, because I need to know what you see. All right, let's try this again. So you're going to find Desafío 2. Desafío 2. Make sure that you refresh your screen, right? Desafío 2, or goal number 2. You have your slides here. Of course, you also have the resource library with verbs, okay? So here's what for you to view. You can use that in a tab to help you complete these 2 activities in VHL. So click on them and make sure that they are connected for you, because I don't trust anything anymore. And if you have a problem, let me know. So I'm going to give you whatever's left of the hour and see how far you can get with those, and let me know then if you have a question, or if you want to look at your grades and just make sure that, you know, something doesn't need to be fixed, and then let me know. That's cool too. Marion, are you in VHL? Make sure they work. Marion, are you in VHL? Now, just an FYI, you guys too, though, that work that is in VHL, if you don't use the little drop-down menu that has the accent marks, it'll count the thing wrong. But just so you know, I go and manually grade them. I check them all before I finalize the grade, right? But know that in your little fill in the blank in VHL, if you go to the end, there should be a box where you can actually type in, or like a drop down, and you can pick the word or the letter with the accent mark, okay? Because if there's no accent mark, it will count it wrong. Arshad, do they open for you? Yeah, when you get to that activity on the que receta, what a recipe, where you have to put them in order, like what you would do first. When you see that big long box, at the end of the box, if you click on it, it'll give you the letters with the accent marks, right, you guys? So FYI, otherwise it'll show wrong or something, you know? So if you, yeah. Just remember that that's always an option for you. All right, you guys, that's our time. Don't be late. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on Monday. So hasta lunes. See ya lunes, clase. Adios. Good job today. Adios. Hasta lunes. Enjoy your weekend.